Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. Dina Lupanku, a contestant on The Bachelor season 29, stated that she forgot she was seeing Grant Ellis before of her hometown date, amid indicators that he wasn't the appropriate option to be the Bachelor due to his indecisiveness. Dina, a 31-year-old attorney from Chicago, Illinois, and Grant, a 30-year-old day trader from Newark, New Jersey, had a connection prior to her hometown date. However, her family declined to join in the date, so he had to say goodbye to her before his overnight fantasy suite dates on The Bachelor season 29. In an interview with Us Weekly, Dina joked that when Grant came to Chicago for her hometown date, she forgot they were dating because they hadn't spoken in so long. She admitted that she recognized she wasn't the right person for him during hometowns. Something that was difficult for me, and I didn't understand it until I experienced it, was that waiting for your hometown, and mine was the last, takes about 7 days. We barely got to converse before that because it was a travel day, followed by the date in Scotland. Dina revealed that she and Grant were not only physically separated, but they also didn't have phones to communicate. She went on, "So you are talking about 9 days when we didn't see each other. We didn't talk, we don't have our phones, so you don't have anything to continue to foster that connection." Dina then joked that when Grant traveled to Chicago, she forgot they were dating. Dina began to question if she and Grant had a future together. She said, "I wondered if our love could stand the test of time. Our connection isn't as strong as I expected. That was the first time I thought it might not be me." Dina also admitted that she quickly got over Grant. She stated, "It's a time warp coming home from the event, so everything is a haze. It's difficult to think about it." When questioned for a particular time frame for how long it took her to get over Grant, she replied, "I suppose, like, a few weeks. Is this bad?" Dina is uncertain about returning to Bachelor in Paradise for season 10. She admitted, "I am not sure. Obviously, going through the experience again during the Women Tell All filming and seeing the girls made me miss it, but I'm not sure. I haven't stalked any of the males, so I need to do that." Dina's admission that she almost forgot she was dating Grant while waiting for her hometown date suggests that The Bachelor requires an overhaul. It's strange that the protagonist meets the families of 4 ladies when this wouldn't ordinarily happen in real life. Dina's reservations were understandable, and it didn't take long for her to get over Grant, given how little they knew each other. It's also strange that someone who are dating wouldn't talk for 9 days. While some argue that absence makes the heart grow fonder, couples require time together to get to know each other in the early stages of their relationships. Not communicating for so long would create a schism between 2 people, especially when one of them is out on dates with and meeting the families of 3 other ladies. Her statements make it plain that Dina and Grant were not meant to be, but this was also brutally obvious on The Bachelor. While they had a lovely one-on-one date and clearly liked spending time together, they lacked the chemistry that he has with his other 3 women, Juliana Pasquarosa, Lisha Gare, and Zoe McGrady. Given their interactions, it was surprised that Grant chose Dina for a hometown date. Dina's candid remarks about her lack of connection with Grant and how quickly she moved on from him made sense given how The Bachelor operates. She didn't know him well enough to have strong feelings for him. They did not have enough time together. Dina and Grant may have fell in love under different conditions, but The Bachelor's premise does not allow for that. Hopefully, they will both find the love they seek, and Dina will join was filled with twists, revelations, and, ultimately, clarity about her romantic future. As an accomplished attorney from Chicago, Illinois, she entered the competition with high hopes of finding a deep connection. However, her experience with Grant Ellis, a 30-year-old day trader from Newark, New Jersey, took an unexpected turn that left her questioning everything. From the start, Dina and Grant had a strong attraction. Their one-on-one date had been filled with laughter, deep conversations, and undeniable chemistry. But as the season progressed, time and circumstance eroded their connection. By the time her hometown date arrived, Dina felt like she barely knew Grant anymore. "It was weird because I really did forget that we were dating," she admitted in an interview with Us Weekly. "We hadn't spoken in so long, and there was just this strange disconnect. I was excited to see him, but at the same time, I was questioning everything." The Bachelor format had played a significant role in this shift. With days between their last interaction, no phone calls, no texts, and no way to check in with each other, Dina found herself emotionally detached. Hometown dates are a pivotal moment on The Bachelor. It's a chance for the lead to meet the contestants' family and see how they fit into their world. For Dina, it was supposed to be the moment when everything became clear. But when her family refused to participate, the cracks in her relationship with Grant became undeniable. "My family is very protective, and I understand why they were hesitant," she said. "They didn't see this as a real relationship, and honestly, neither did I, at least not anymore." Instead of a warm welcome and a sit-down conversation with her loved ones, Dina and Grant had to navigate an awkward day alone. Their conversation felt forced, the spark missing. It became evident that their journey was coming to an end. "When we were walking through Chicago, I kept thinking, this isn't right, and I could tell he felt it too. There was no moment of realization that I was the one for him, just an understanding that we weren't meant to be." Grant said goodbye to Dina before heading into his fantasy suite dates with Juliana Pasquarosa, Lisha Gare, and Zoe McGrady. Despite their initial connection, the lack of meaningful communication had severed any real chance at a future together. Coming home from The Bachelor is an adjustment for any contestant. The transition from an insulated, highly controlled environment back to real life can be jarring. But for Dina, it was surprisingly smooth. "Honestly, it didn't take me long to get over him. It's like a time warp when you leave the show. Everything feels like a dream, and once you're back in your own world, the reality of it fades fast." When asked exactly how long it took to move on, Dina laughed. "A few weeks, maybe even less. Is that bad?" Her honesty was refreshing. Many former contestants struggle with heartbreak, but for Dina, the lack of real-world foundation with Grant made it easy to close that chapter. Dina's experience sheds light on an ongoing debate about The Bachelor's format. The show's structure often leaves contestants in limbo, unable to build on their relationships due to strict rules around communication. 9 days without talking is a long time, especially in a situation where you're supposed to be falling in love, she explained. "Absence doesn't always make the heart grow fonder. It makes you question everything." Her remarks raise an important point. Would Grant and Dina have worked out under different circumstances? Possibly, but The Bachelor's rigid format made that impossible. During the Women Tell All special, Dina had the chance to reflect on her journey with Grant and reconnect with her fellow contestants. The experience was bittersweet. "Seeing everyone again made me miss the friendships, but it also reminded me why this process didn't work for me. Watching the season back, it was so clear Grant had stronger connections with the other women. It made me even more confident in how things ended." One major question loomed: would Dina consider returning for Bachelor in Paradise Season 10? "I don't know yet," she admitted. "Being back in that world is tempting, but I also know how these shows work. I haven't stalked the guys yet, so maybe I'll do that first." While Dina was able to move on quickly, Grant had to make his choice among his remaining 3 women. His indecisiveness had been a point of concern throughout the season, with some questioning whether he was truly ready for commitment. Dina wasn't surprised. "He's a great guy, but I think he struggled with making tough choices. That's part of why we didn't work out. I need someone who knows what they want." Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and do not miss any update.